Here postgame with Coach Joe Hudak after a comeback 3-2 win in the series opener against PDG. Coach, general thoughts after the Kingsmen rescued that in the 7th inning?
Yeah, we were able to snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat. It's interesting. So Gardner-Webb had 3 walk-off wins here this weekend. So this is the 4th walk-off win on this field in a row. That's unbelievable, right? I'm glad that we were part of it. Look at the game. Early on, we had the bases loaded and 1 out in the 1st inning, right? And we didn't put the ball in play. And normally that's going to come back to bite you, when you have that opportunity and you don't score. I thought we pitched really well. Noah threw well. Tristan threw really well coming in. I just thought, we made an error to that 1 run in. But all in all, you give up 2 runs, you should win that game. And, offensively, I thought after that 1st inning, we had a lot of balls hard. I think we struck out twice, is all we struck out. So put the ball in play, but just couldn't get a big hit when we needed it till the end, and that's when we cut them.
What's the message to the team during the game in a situation like that where you're not cashing in on the few opportunities you have, and as you said, balls get hit hard, but just right at the defense?
Yeah, I think one of the things for us, the kid that started for them was, a thin lefty who didn't throw very hard, I think 78. But he located, he changed some speeds, and we need to have better approaches with him. We need a backside approach with him. It's tough. We were out in front of a lot of balls, and we should have known after the 2nd inning, right, that he's not going to throw hard. He's not going to throw it by us. We got to stay back and go backside, and we had too many guys that were out in front, didn't have a good approach.
Another good start from Noah Entrekin, and it was Tristan Harless who came in to relieve him. How vital is a spot from Tristan Harless in a situation where you have a doubleheader tomorrow and you can get 3 1/3 out of your first reliever to avoid using any more of the pen?
Yeah, I think that was the plan coming in, was trying to get this game with 2 of them, right? And it worked. Both of them threw well. Now we can use everybody but those 2 tomorrow. 14 innings tomorrow. So, really pleased with how Tristan threw, and, really happy with the last inning. I think everybody remembers Owen, for the big double that scored the 2 winning runs, which they should. It was a great at-bat by him, but we had some really good at-bats before. Everybody in the lineup that had a really good at-bat, even our 1 out, Anthony Seminara, hit a laser to the second baseman. But we had a walk, we had 2 hits to load the bases. Then Ryan Waters had like an 8-pitch walk, to drive in a run, and then Owen got the big hit. And like I said, everybody remembers Owen, as they should, for the big hit, but we had really 5 really good at-bats to set the table for him.
How great is that as a coach, watching from the third base coaching box there, the frustration of zeros up on the scoreboard, to see it all finally come together in the last inning?
Yeah, I think, you just got to keep battling. The game's like that sometimes. You just hit some balls hard and you don't get anything to show for it, Again, I think we only struck out twice, and, to have no runs going into the last inning and only striking out twice, that's pretty much unheard of. But, they made the plays, we hit some balls hard. But again, I thought the last inning we had some really good at-bats. Really pleased with that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Griff.